Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Steel Forest Welding and Forge. Today, my friends, we are going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a review for this Fortress 26-gallon air compressor. I bought this guy because I want to start having access to air tools. Air tools, they're a lot simpler, a lot lighter, and fairly less expensive than their electrical motor counterparts. And also, there's a certain machine in a metal fabricator's arsenal that you cannot use without an air compressor. So that's a bit of a tease for an upcoming video. So let's go ahead and start with the unboxing. Now this model I bought because it is slightly more powerful than some of the other models at Harbor Freight. And also, they claim that it is 80% quieter than other models. Again, I work out of my garage. I have a family. I don't want to have to come in here early one morning to do some work, fire this thing up, and all they hear is while they're trying to sleep. There we go. Ooh, that is a pretty unit. Looks like there's some wheels here, so this guy probably isn't steady to stand up on his own. And there we go. This guy is going to be just big enough to kind of fit in a corner I have between my drill press and my bench grinder. And the plan is to have a air hose reel that's on a retractable reel so that I can put this guy off in the corner, not to worry about moving it around with anything I'm moving. Just plug the airline straight into here, run it through that reel, and then I can move that reel anywhere around in my shop. I don't have a really big garage. It's a 25-foot reel. It should be big enough. Hopefully here I don't make a big mistake and cost myself a brand new air compressor. All right, tight. Let's see here. Oh yes, moves around very well. Okay, we're going to go ahead, read the instructions on how to run this unit. We'll get it put over to where it needs to be, install the hose reel, and then we'll fire this guy up and see how well it works. Okay, so right here is going to be this unit's home. My welder is located just a few feet over in that direction. My workbench is right over there. So this is kind of a good middle of the shop area for this unit. Now, according to the instructions, we're supposed to break this unit in, and we do that by opening the relief valve and the drain valve on the bottom, plugging it in, turning the unit on, and just letting it run straight for 30 minutes. For whatever reason, that's what they recommend doing, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And that'll give us some insight into how loud this guy is. All right, so there's our drain valve right there. A little air came out. Let's see, we are off. Plug this bad boy in. And let's turn it on. As far as air compressor goes, that is not too bad. It's still kind of loud, but I have heard much louder in my day. We're going to go ahead and let that run, and we're going to start getting set up for the hose reel, which will probably be mounted about right here on the wall stud, and making sure I have the correct adapters for the unit. I wasn't exactly sure what I needed when I was at Harbor Freight. I just kind of picked a few things and hoped I had everything. Okay everyone, so here's the plan. We have this 25-foot hose reel from Harbor Freight as well, Century Pneumatic. I'm probably going to mount some kind of wooden block to the wall stud and then mount this to that wooden block. The mounting plate on here is probably a little bit too big to get that on a stud. So we're going to then put we're going to connect this connection straight to this guy here, and then on this end we're going to put this female to male connection, and this will fit into the air compressor, and then we will put this female attachment onto this end. One thing I want to talk about really quick is silicone thread tape. some people may not know how to put this on. So a good rule of thumb is anytime you're making a threaded connection that has the potential for leaking, whether it's air, water, whatever, as long as there isn't an O-ring or some kind of sealed gasket on these brass threads, you typically want to use silicone thread. So I'm going to show really quick how to use it. Now, I'm left-handed, so this method is pretty easy for me. What you do, you take your end, you hold your part that needs to be threaded with your right hand, you have your thread in your left hand, and you wrap it clockwise 3 times. So, there's 1, 2, 3. Break it off, and then just kind of rub it on. Now, it does matter what direction you put this thread tape on. If you put this thread tape on going counterclockwise, what will happen is as you turn this fitting into whatever other fitting you're tightening this into, you will actually be going against the grain that you wrapped this on. So in other words, right now, when I turn it, this is the end of my tape, I'm going to be turning it this way, so the fitting is going to be going this way over that end of the tape. So it won't be pulling that tape off. If we're to go the other direction, it'll bunch up. So whenever you take these connections apart, you also have to remember to rethread it. So I just want to go ahead and show you guys that, and we're going to keep on trucking along putting this together. All right, this guy has been running for about the 12 minutes out of the 22 minutes. It's making some interesting sounds. Those heads are getting pretty warm. So I guess that's what they mean about breaking this guy in, is just running it pretty hard, I guess. We'll see. Okay guys, we've got everything ready to go. We went ahead and conditioned the air tank by running it for 30 minutes with the valve open. It's currently empty. I mounted the Essential Pneumatic 25-foot hose reel. The nice thing about this guy, pull it down, when you hear a click, stop, hit your hose, and you're done. Put it right back in. I purchased this Essential Pneumatic rubber air hose. This is a 3/8 hose, 8 feet long. That's this guy right here. I was able to screw this in directly to the side of this reel right here. Just use some thread tape, didn't need any adapters or anything. On this end, I have a male to male or female to male end. Again, just thread tape. This is going to go right in here like so. Then the couplings that I bought was this Merlin 5-piece brass coupler set from Frieght. You can see here, 1/4 inch, 300 max PSI, in case you folks at home want to have a similar setup. And here's the box that the hose reel came in. Essential Pneumatic 25-foot retractable air hose reel. So, what we're going to do, fire this guy up. We're going to let it fill for a few seconds. Then I'm going to try just using this simple blower here that I have, that I used to have at work. So, bottom valve is closed. We're plugged in right here, ready to go. You know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and just wait on this. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Alright, our PSI is going up. I'll go ahead and come back to you guys and let's fill up a little bit. Alright, this guy's up to 90 PSI. Doesn't need to be much louder than that, but before I turn it off, just listen to that for a minute. I'm not talking very loud, and I can easily talk over that motor. When that thing is running and I'm inside my kitchen, just on the other side of that door, I can't even hear it. This is indeed a quiet air compressor. So, that's full enough. Now, in order to increase our air pressure, so this is the pressure in our tank, this is the pressure that will be in our line. So to adjust that, we'll pull this out slightly. We're going to turn this. You can see that going up. Okay, so put it at 30 for now. Lock that back in. Let's go ahead and plug in our hose reel. Okay, it's down a bit. Let's just put our air chuck, some people call it our blower, in. And when I turn that, it does drop down a little bit. There you go. Pretty nice little setup. Don't hear any leaks. All right, let's blow some stuff around, I guess. All right, so there's the hose reel. Here's my workbench. That reel is just about maxed out. It's probably got one more revolution before it is. Let's go ahead and clean off this filthy workbench. Look at that, no problem. Let's come over here. Filthy grinder bench. Turn that light on. Let's go ahead and clean that off. All those hard to reach little spots. Look at that. Nice and clean. All right, so it's the end of the day. We're all done. Take our air chuck off. Put on the line. Feed it in there. Go ahead and unplug this here. Wrap it up right there. Then we drain the tank. As you can see that down there, there is a little bit of water on the floor. Draining this tank every day after you're done with it is a vital part of keeping this safe. If you have water build up inside this tank, it can create rust, and eventually you can rust out your air compressor from the inside out. So what will happen, one day you turn it on, boom, it just explodes. So make sure you do this every day when you're done. Just let that drain down, or there we go, empty. You can see that floor is kind of wet. It is very cold. Well, here are my final thoughts on this air compressor. I love this air compressor. It is absolutely perfect for what I need. I can turn this guy on, I can go inside the house, and I can't even hear the darn thing. So it is indeed nice and quiet. That drain valve down there is really nice too. The older models used to have to kind of turn something with a wrench, or there was a little sheet metal formed washer that you would turn. That thing always seemed to wear out. The hose reel combo here works perfect. This was 3/8 hosing and 3/8 hosing. This guy, you could probably easily get away with a 6-foot hose. There is quite a little bit of extra here. Don't really need that, but there it is. I think I'm going to be really happy with this guy. I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for an air compressor. Well, there you go, folks. That's today's video. Please, before you go, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please leave me a comment. If you have any questions, send them my way. If you have any comments, send them my way as well. We're going to be climbing the ranks here to those 700 subscriptions, I hope. And again, folks, once we hit 1,000 subscriptions, I'll be able to start monetizing these videos. And any funds that I receive from these videos will go directly back and reinvest it into making better videos. So better audio equipment, better lighting equipment, whatever I need to make these a little bit better for you folks. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.